Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. One of the easiest way to fool people, especially if they're dumb, and most of them are, is to change the conversation, the topic, and that is very easy. Or if they kind of, catch that you want to switch it, just point to an enemy and say, hey, there guys against who is about to attack you. Therefore, you change the subject and you create a threat, and therefore the person will react instinctually and say, oh my God, I'm going to be threatened. I know you're lying, but I'm threatened. You change the subject, but I am threatened. So this is one of the oldest tricks. Now, what do I have here? I have an article where Macron, who's right now in doo-doo, big doo-doo, he's changing the subject. And he's pointing his finger to the boogie woman. All right, here it is. Russia Today. Marine Le Pen can take power in France, Macron said. So what does he do? He changes the subject from his shitty job as a president, right? Is so-called, I like when I say reform. We're going to take your guns away, that's a reform. We're going to infringe your free speech, that's a reform. We're going to infringe the freedom of the press, that's a reform. Or a comprehensive reform. Don't get fooled with this semantics. So this guy right here is in big doo-doo with the retirement age in France. Streets are burning in Paris and elsewhere in France. He runs to China, hides for a few days over there. He's welcomed with flowers and all that, and he comes back over there and everything starts over. And now he's trying to point out to a common threat, or at least get to his base and say, hey guys, remember that boogie woman? She's back. If you continue like this, you're gonna have her, and we told you she's bad. Now I have something to read for you that I read it before, and this is from a book right here from this guy, not that guy, this guy. So he's the guy who right now is going to be running for the Democratic presidential whatever position. He's going to be in the primary. So he's what? Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I'm not a liberal, but I like this guy. I like him not because he's handsome. I like him because he's smart. Okay? And I don't think he has anything else to lose. I think he's got a lot of hatred because he knows the system and what they did to... Okay, his uncle was the President of the United States of America, JFK. So here at page 194, he says this, and I'm quoting. It is always a simple matter, I'm quoting, to drag the people along, noted Hitler's sidekick Hermann Goering, and I'm quoting again, whether it is a democracy or a fascist dictatorship, or a parliament or a communist dictatorship. Voice or no voice, the people can always be brought to the bidding of the leaders. That is easy. All you have to do is tell them they are being attacked and denounce the peacemakers for lack of patriotism and exposing the country to danger. It works the same in any country. So, end quote. This is a book I bought in 2004 in September 3rd. It was not September 1st, but anyway, here I have it, and not 1939. So here you have Macron using this Le Pen as being the big scapegoat right there. So let's see how he argues that. The right-wing opposition figure might win the next presidential election, the French president warns. Well, who is to blame? Do you have a mirror, Macron? Who is to blame? I mean, he's avoiding that thing. French centrists will likely lose to right-wing politicians, namely Marine Le Pen, in the 2027 by then the world goes to blah blah blah. Presidential elections, if current, I'm quoting, challenges are left unaddressed, like you being kicked out, President Emmanuel Macron has warned. Speaking to Le Parisien newspaper in an interview published on Sunday, Macron said Le Pen is set to become the biggest political winner of the ongoing turmoil in the country. No, and who's the loser? The people. And who produced this win-lose situation? You. And I'm quoting this weasel. Marine Le Pen will arrive in power if we are unable to respond to challenges of the country. And if we introduce a habit of lying or denying reality. You can't make shit up, man. The president warned. Did you hear that? If we introduce a habit of lying or denying reality, Jesus Christ. Given the main tool of Le Pen and her skills of her likes was populism, he went on, it was impossible for centrists to compete with the right-wingers in the field of making promises. Who's talking, man? Instead, they should win back the voters through real elections. With real action, the president suggested. Namely, the incumbent authorities should somehow simultaneously succeed in, and I'm quoting, reindustrialization as well as in ecology. As a purported fight for our public services, Macron suggested. Jesus Christ. And I'm quoting again. Perhaps the mistake was not being sufficiently present to give substance to the reform and carried it myself. Holy moly, without you, everybody will be dead. Oh man, and I have here this, says Le Pen, who unsuccessfully ran for president three times, losing his two latest bids, her. I think it's, she is, right? Her two latest bids to Macron has accused Macron of creating a total rupture between the French public and the presidency. Speaking to BFM TV on Saturday, she said the incumbent president ended up completely bunkered with his reform. And I'm quoting her. He can no longer leave the Élysée presidential palace without arousing the ire of the people he refuses to listen to and whose will he refuses to respect, she said, adding that Macron was the one at, and I'm quoting, at the origin of the disorder, the chaos, end quote, that engulfs the nation. Well, what do you want? It's all done for now. But Macron will come back because he's got the media. But unfortunately, Macron, this is his second term, so he's going to be bye-bye. He's not going to leave the Élysée Palace, because if he leaves it now and it's going to be anticipated or it's going to be early elections, she will win, and they don't want that. But see how he pulled out the scapegoat. Oh, there she is right here, whatever she is, the boogie woman, the same as Goering mentioned in Kennedy's book. And yeah, it's not such a lack of, I said Macron is an intelligent guy, but he's a weasel, and I think he's a weak guy as well. He proved being weak when he was called by the Ukrainians, I don't know, in maybe it was July or August last year. Why do you talk to Putin every day? He stopped talking for about a month and a half. Why? Because some Ukrainians asked, one Ukrainian asked you that, I don't know if it was Ukrainian, but it was from Ukraine, leadership or something, asked, I made a video on that, and he stopped talking to the Russians for a month and a half. He spoke again when Scholz spoke with him together, as, hey, can we speak now with, yeah, that showed me that he's weak. He's a weasel because he got very thick skin, he's a politician after all, but he's intelligent and he's diplomatic, I give him that. But in this case, he tries something very cheap. He's not going to say, well, everything is because of my bad reforms, you know, and my governments for what? 5 years? 6 years? How many years was he in power? Something like that. I think 5 years, 4 and 1. I think there are 4 years over there. Anyway, 5 years, 6 years. And now he's crying that we have to do something about it. How are we going to do something about it? We're not going to sanction my poor performance and my government's poor performance. We're going to sanction you. We're going to raise your retirement age. Good job. Like here. Oh, we're doing very bad. How can we do it? Well, we have a shitty economy. How about you raise taxes? We raise taxes. That's the solution. If you raise taxes, it means you don't have revenues. Why don't you have revenues? Because the real taxes taken from the real jobs, from the real businesses, private businesses, that's not there. Not enough. That's why. you distribute the resources in a faulty way. You're not good. Get the hell out. No, the people voted for me, so I'm going to keep staying here and keep ruining it. That's what it is in a beautiful democracy like ours here. So now he points out to Le Pen. That's cheap. That's cheap. Look at you. You screwed up. You made all those decisions, and you are the savior. He said that. I would myself. Go to the bathroom and yourself, flush yourself because you're that big, tiny. So this is, my friends, this is it. Le Pen could win by 27. We all could be all gone. She could be gone, and who knows what's happening by then. So they will find a way. But who knows? You remember when we had that hope in Italy with what's her name, Georgia. Whatever her name is, Macroni, that's how it can be. I know it's not Macroni, Meloni from melons. that's how I had it memorized. I'm sorry, that's the connection. Meloni from melons. Anyway, so Meloni, then we got Berlusconi, and you got Salvini, all those guys. We had, oh my God, they did what? A little 1 minute pump and dump, let's put it this way. Not even that. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.